And I think that the contentment aspect is a huge one.
Yes,
If we can get to that place where Paul was, where he was content, whether he had food, whether he didn't, whether he was clothed or not clothed, and he went through everything. And he was able to find that place of contentment in God, in whatever circumstance. And you think about, in Philippians, that's the rescue, isn't it? That contentment. And it doesn't matter. And you think about, when he talks about, doing everything without arguing and complaining. Well, if you're content, you can do things without arguing and complaining because you're content. It doesn't mean that the things are going good around you. I think about that at work. I get these new people in and they don't do stuff right. I tell them what to do and they don't listen and things like that. And I catch myself complaining and I'm going, wait, I shouldn't be complaining. Well, I'm not content. If I can find that place of contentment within myself, then I can deal with these issues without having to complain about it. Yeah, I got to address them or whatever, and without arguing, if we always got to be right, we always got to do this, and we're going to argue. That contentment brings us to that place. Again, that's that power of God, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Contentment. The power of God to set us free from those things. Because you look at all that list that began in 2 Timothy 3 at the beginning, all those terrible things, all those pleasures, afflictions, the slander, all those different things. It's all people that aren't content, isn't it? Yeah. They got to have this. They got to have that. They got to get more pleasure. They got to get, they don't have real love, so they're looking for face love. They're treacherous. They're rash. All these things. They got this inflated sense about them. Just all that stuff. It's all dealing with a lack of contentment in one of the main issues that's right there. And how else can we be content except with God?
That's right.
God put a void in our lives that only He can fill.
Exactly.
And anybody that tries to fill it with anything other than God will never be satisfied.
No.
He put a sense of wonder in us that can only be satisfied by Him. There's only so much CGI they can do in the movies and the special effects and stuff that people will be amazed with. And it's never going to be good enough, is it? They always want the next one. They always want the next one. I think about the vain amusements that was talked about in the Amplified Bible. They have lovers of sensual pleasure and vain amusements more and more rather than lovers of God. Drawn away, pulled by all these different things, and they're never satisfied. And that's why in the time we're in today, suicide rates keep going up and up. Deaths from drug overdoses going up and up. These things are happening because there's no satisfaction, and they just either take their lives or they're trying to get so much satisfaction out of the drugs that they get overdosed on them and they're dying. Just never satisfied, never content, never knowing the power of God.
No peace.
No peace.
Until you find the peace that you can only get